Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome. It is so good to see you. It's so good to have you here. Welcome to those who are new. Welcome to those returning. My name is Rebecca. We're going to see what's in the energy, okay? I know I have been missing. I went through this car accident and then, which has kept me very busy. And then the crud went through the house. So here I am. I do want to say hi and welcome and thank you guys so much for those who have booked personal readings, those who send, support, likes, comments, subscribes, all the things. It truly means the world to me, and I completely thank you from the bottom of my heart, okay? So we're just going to see what's in the energy today. What do we need to get into for our greatest and highest good? And just go from there. Cranberries, falling leaves. Let go of things that weigh you heavily on you. There's some kind of truth that needs to come out. It may be spilling out soon, okay? So let's see. Foraging. What you desire desires you, basically, right? What you've been looking for is also looking for you. So here we go. What's in the energy? What's the vibe? We're going to use like fall and like, Halloween-ish. Yeah, we are. Oh, bless it. Reaper and Coven. We're using fall and Halloweenish cards today to kind of dive into the energy, and boy, aren't we. Okay, Reaper, 32, there's change here. For the birth of something new to manifest, the death of something holding you back is inevitable. So things are falling away because you're meant for more. Okay, somebody is meant for more. It is written that you are meant for more. A lot of you don't realize, like, look, you're meant to be this star. But the star comes, when something ends. Maybe you've been traveling through the dark and it's been your own inner light that has been guiding you. But for something new to begin, something else has to end. Coven, 9. I am you and you are me. When we come together, we are all we seek. It's that interconnectedness. Maybe you're dealing with a coven. I don't know. But, you have, with this, it's like there's definitely some kind of communication that's coming in for you with those birds there. 9 is all about limiting beliefs, but it can also be higher learning. Okay, maybe you're learning how connected we truly are. Like, if I do something to you that is hurtful, I'm in fact hurting myself, right? Maybe somebody is coming into the realization of that. Something is coming full circle is what they just said. Something is coming full circle. They're kind of like in a circle here. Something is coming full circle. Okay, so let's just keep those there and see what comes out. Get a sip of your cacao, right? Get a tea, get some cacao, pour yourself a glass of something and let's dive in, okay? I got my little ghosty cup. A little cacao with some peppermint essential oil in there because Lord knows we all need it, right? Okay, so something is ending for something new to begin. So let's dive in. Time to get glowing. I'm telling you. Look, it's time to get glowing. Fruits of your labor are ripe. Celebrate success. The spotlight is on you. And she's carrying a light. Enchanted webs. I mean, we in turn create our own destiny. Maybe this is what you're realizing too. How everything is so interconnected. Craft connections wisely. Patience spins success. Create your own destiny. Spin webs of creation. So maybe you have people in your life or people in your past who have who are realizing, they in turn create their own destiny. They create their own way of life, right? Quantum leap. This has been coming out a lot, especially in my lives lately, and frogs. If you've been seeing a lot of frogs, I just want you to know, like, you are ready to take a leap into the unknown. You know, jump into new things, hop over obstacles, change awaits you, embrace faith. You know, leap into the unknown. It's time. It's time. I love that for you. Okay, so let's see, what do they want to tell you? I don't want to make this too long, but, you know, let's see what they want to tell you, okay? Oh, my goodness. Yes. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so listen. You've definitely, there's been a lot of darkness around you, kind of like this card, okay? There's been a lot of darkness around you, but you are rising above obscurity. So there's secret growth. I think a lot of you have been moving in silence, quietly, right? You've been moving quietly, kind of in the dark. Maybe you keep people in the dark about what it is that you are doing. You know, you are thriving in the shadows, beneath the surface, unexpected abundance, you know, especially with those mushrooms, unexpected abundance, rise from obscurity. So as things are ending, or maybe the ending for you is all of these challenges, you know, you having to work in the shadows, you having to work in silence, you know, you kind of laying under the radar, right? Maybe that's what's ending. Maybe it's now time for you to show the world what you've been creating, or the world's ready to see you, right? Bare bones, you know this in your bones. Strip down to the essentials. What is hidden is revealed. Structure brings stability. So in the dark, you have been building a strong foundation. I think you have a lot of people guessing what you have been doing and where you've been going, like what's going on in your life, girl, you know. But you can feel it in your bones where you are meant to go. You know who you are, you know, you have started to harness your inner power. True magic lies within, and I think you are realizing that, you know, the magic, the manifestations, all of those things, they're not from an outside source. It's from you. You are the magic. You are the light. You are the star. You know, you create your own destiny with your words, okay? How you speak to yourself, how you speak to others, what you are thinking, how you are acting. You are creating your own destiny. Spells transform all. Hold on, I'm gonna wipe my nose. Okay, sorry. I'm still getting over the crud. So listen, you've been working in the shadows. You're about to come out of the darkness. It's kind of like, you know, mushrooms. They come out of nowhere. People are not expecting this. But you have listened to that calling within your bones, within your soul, within your being. And you're starting to create your own magic. You're starting to realize the magic ultimately is within you. Underneath, Jester's grin. Now, when I first saw this card, I was like, trickster, right? I feel like for a lot of you, why you have been working in silence is because you have had a lot of trickster spirits around you. People who smile in your face but don't want something good for you behind your back. I'm on the Sudafed. But I think you have ultimately learned how to laugh. You've learned that laughter and joy and play heals. You know, you have started to really embrace playfulness again. You have started to find joy in unexpected places. Find joy in the absurd. Okay? So you definitely, there's been a lot of darkness here. Okay? There has been, and maybe it's a friendship group, right? Maybe it's a group, maybe it's a circle of friends, because I did say something about circles earlier. You know, these people, this won't be for everybody, but this will be for some. There were people that wanted you to stay in these limiting beliefs. They did not want to see you empowered. They didn't want you to find out that you were, in fact, that star. They didn't want you to know that you had that light within that was supposed to lead you. I do feel for whoever I'm talking to. Your guides, your ancestors, your angels have really helped you along the way, okay? Okay, let's pull up the horror deck. I love Halloween. What are we going to do when Halloween leaves us? Nature. You've learned how to ground. You've learned how to center. I do think that nature has been one of your biggest messengers, right? Animal. And so the animals, right? And I do think also with animal, you have learned to trust your animal instincts, right? It's really following your instincts and intuition. I think that you have had a lot of animal guides because you've been doing this alone in the dark. I think you have had a lot of nature elements and spirits that have helped you as well. But I do feel like you have learned the art of grounding, centering, flight. So to me, let me look at this card. Again, look at that lantern. Lanterns. I do feel you had to leave something. And look, there's 3 here. And there's 3 on this card. And it's behind the Reaper. You may have had to flee. Flight. There was something that you left behind. There was a light that led you out of this. Looks like a lot of chaos, a lot of turmoil, a lot of confusion with all this smoke here. There's a lot of confusion and illusions that were happening in your life. People wanted you to be up in the clouds about, who you were and where you were meant to go. When ultimately in the back there, and you almost missed this, there's a house. You're meant to find security and stability. You're meant to have a beautiful, strong foundation, which is this bare bones card, right? You're meant to have that. But there were people, places, and things around you that wanted to keep you in the dark. But it was your inner light, your inner guidance that allowed you to move forward, okay? My ears are itchy. What is this? Secret growth. Yes, listen. Suspicion. People have their suspicions. They're like trying to figure you out, right? Fertility, this is growth. You have totally moved in silence, okay? You have people, look at this, putting on masks. They're like trying to figure out what the hell you've been doing. Okay, so I am looking at this. Cords. You've cut cords with people recently, or you need to. I'm telling you, you have some shapeshifters around you. People who played a certain way in your face, but you put together the patterns. Okay, you put together the patterns. Maybe you had suspicions about people around you, and this is why it caused you to go into kind of like a hermit mode, especially with those lanterns, right? So you kind of went into this hermit mode, and you started growing. You started building, you started listening to your inner guidance. But this is ultimately where the clouds parted, and you saw that light again, right? You started building. You started to rise from, obstacles. There's unexpected abundance around you. Or maybe you are starting to see the abundance around you where you didn't before, right? But there is something, people are trying to figure you out. What are you doing, with this, right? What are you doing? Escape. Your bones, something within you told you it was time to leave. You stripped down to the essentials because something was revealed to you. Something that was hidden was revealed to you. How was that revealed to you? Probably by your animals, your ancestors, your guides, your angels, right? About the people that you cut cords from. Look at those scissors. You cut cords recently. And look, you disrupted a cycle. Look at those circles, and it doesn't connect there. You broke through something, And it was your bones led you to this, that it revealed you had a deep inner knowing about something, and you left it behind, you fled, right? Sorry. And now you're creating this beautiful, strong foundation. And look, we have a frog here. Quantum leaping. I'm telling you, you guys are about to enter a whole new chapter, a whole new time in your life. You are jumping timelines. It's written for you. This is fate. This is destiny. And look, you see things in unexpected places. I freaking love this. Absolutely gorgeous. What is this witchy charm? Cat. Harness your power. Okay, cat to me is very independent, very regal, very, they walk very gracefully most of the time. Sometimes mine don't. They're a little klutzy sometimes, but I would say like cats are usually very independent beings, right? Some of you may have cats. Some of you may have black cats, maybe 2 black cats. But you went off on your own. You figured out, the magic lies within you. Okay. And I do think a lot of you, your pets have also been, helping you through this, right? But a cat, very independent, kind of feral. So you might have been a little feral out there, but you know what? Now you're creating this life. You creating your own destiny. I mean, that's what cats do, right? What's on the bottom here? Experience. You are experiencing life in a whole new way, okay? Look, you have found gifts. You have broken free. You're about to find love, and again, like this looks like they're meditating. I'm pretty sure that's not what it is, but that's what it looks like. And it's like, again, you have figured out how to center. You have figured out how to ground. You are finding gifts in everything. Every day is a gift, and you're living this attitude of gratitude. You are creating your own experience. I think you're realizing, like, we truly do have more control over our life than most people realize. Even though you may have some dark things that happen, it's how we respond and how we react to them that ultimately creates our destiny, our path, our fate, right? How we experience life. Are you going to find joy in unexpected places, or are you only going to look at the darkness that surrounds you? Chances are, I mean, in my experience, of course, we acknowledge the chaos and the hurt and the emotions that surround us in that darkness, but it's our choice and whether or not we allow that to take us out. We have to choose to get up from what would keep other people down. And how do you do that is by creating your own reality. Our mindset truly does create our reality. What we tell ourselves. If we tell ourselves we're going to have a shitty day, guess what? You're going to have a shitty day. If you tell yourself everybody is bad, then you're going to be surrounded by people who are. But if you tell yourself that you were meant for more, that miracles exist, that it's okay to expect the unexpected in a positive way, you're going to start seeing that. And then the other night, I think it was last night in my live, I was talking about, we often use mantras and affirmations, and we are always saying, like, I attract money. Money flows to me. Okay, which is wonderful, but the universe is going to provide that to you in ways that you may not be seeing. So we also have to be grateful for all the things that come to us so we can have more that we can be grateful for, right? So like the other day, I was walking in Target and I saw this beautiful shiny penny on the ground. It was heads up, so I felt like it was okay. The tails down makes me a little nervous, but heads up, it was heads up, it was shiny, it was beautiful, right? And I see this penny looking at me. And I work with affirmations every single day. And of course I'm calling in money. Of course I'm calling in abundance. And I see this beautiful penny sitting there, and I'm like, I need to pick that up. And I need to say thank you to God. I need to say thank you to the universe and thank you to my angels for this abundance that I'm finding all around me. Because if I don't acknowledge the small things, why would they ever give me anything bigger? So I immediately picked that penny up. I put it in my pocket and I said, thank you. Thank you for the money that is flowing to me in unexpected ways. So I challenge you to kind of change your mindset. You create your experience. Sorry, I got a little long-winded. Sorry. But you know what I'm saying? Like, things are ending in your life so new things can begin, but you're creating this new beginning. If you're calling in abundance and you turn your nose up at that penny, honey, did you learn your lesson? You're not too good for that penny. All things start small and build. So pick up the penny. Say thank you to the universe and start acknowledging all the ways that money is flowing to you, however big, however small, and be grateful, right? Okay, so listen, let's dive in. Oh my goodness, I told you I didn't want to make it too long, but we're already at 20 minutes, so, oh my god, now my hair's in my eyelashes. I don't even have eyelashes, like, seriously. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, honey. So, either you've got the Five of Wands here. Okay, so you have the Five of Wands. This is like competition, resistance, conflict, justice. Okay. This ending of conflict, this ending of resistance, this ending of, competition. Maybe it's you competing with yourself, or maybe it's others competing with you. The ending of that truly starts to bring in balance to your life, right? So when we end competition, like I said, maybe you're competing with yourself and there is nobody else in this scenario. Or for some of you, you do have a group around you that created a lot of conflict for you. Justice is here. It's time that the scales become balanced, right? So the end of conflict, the end of competition, the end of this resistance it's inevitable. Okay? And this is when this is divine justice, God, the universe, the angels, they're bringing in balance. So they are saying, what was taken will be given back. And if you really, I don't know the scripture verse, okay, but I do know in the Bible, it does talk about, what was taken is returned to you tenfold. So just know, if you have lost things because of conflict, things will be returned to you in more ways than you can imagine. So just know we are ending conflict, we are ending competition, and those scales are balancing out for you now. But it is because you left something behind, the darkness. You started to see that inner light and you allowed it to guide you. You stepped out of that confusion and illusion and you started listening to that divine purpose within, okay? And this is why things are being balanced out for you. Two of Swords, so you've had a moment of indecision. You've had things where it just wasn't moving. But for me, this is also you had to listen to your intuition about this, rise from obscurity. You had suspicions that kept you and these people, places, and things, the things that you were suspect of, were keeping you at a stalemate, okay? So if you think about it, it's usually blocked, and so there was a lot of blocked growth until you started moving in silence. People didn't know what you were doing, what you were creating, so how can they block it, right? So you started, I would say, moving in silence. You started making decisions, and you just allowed people to have these suspicions about what it is that you were doing. But as you have done this and you've moved quietly, that's when this block is being removed from your path, right? You are rising above these obstacles. Maybe it was just indecision for you, but now you're choosing to rise. You're choosing to come through this, right? Bare bones, escape. The Empress. So you, my friend, Empress, divine feminine energy, you're very intuitive. You're very compassionate. You nurture everything, okay? And you knew in your bones it was time to escape, to break a cycle, to break these cycles, whether it was your cycle, your family cycle, your ancestral cycles, right? You started to break these cycles. You started to escape and you started to break free. You are creating abundance all around you. You see the beauty in everything, and you have nurtured something from that seed that was planted in your mind into something more, okay? And again, this Empress, you have been through it all. You've been through the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles. That Queen of Pentacles, you finally have learned your value and your worth, and you know how to take care of it. So this is why there's a lot of things that are coming in for you, because you're embodying this, right? You're independent. You're realizing that your words really do create your reality. Six of Pentacles, divine generosity, High Priestess. The divine is blessing you. You have the Queen of Pentacles, right? So Six of Pentacles, this is definitely, people showing you more kindness. I would say generosity, charity, empathy, right? But I do feel a lot of you have been very generous with your time, with your energy, with your efforts, with your love, with your empathy, with your compassion. High Priestess, you're very in tune with your intuition and the divine. Okay. And Queen of Pentacles, again, you've nurtured yourself. You have figured out your value and your worth, and you're learning how to nurture things around you. Yet you're still very independent, which is absolutely gorgeous. And if you think about like divine feminine energy, you create, but you're also very nurturing. It's like you have these beautiful ideas, you get the ball rolling, you create a lot of things just by seeing beauty in ideas and things around you. But you're also sitting in the energy of receiving, and that's why this generosity is coming in for you. Yes, you may be independent, but you are also open to receive, right? What's this Jester's grid? Okay, say Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, you have a lot of passion, a lot of creativity. You listen to your intuition, and it's all about you stepping into this passionate growth. You are creating your own experience, and you are living your passions, right? Beautiful energy. Okay, so I am going to pull a couple of these birds. You have communication coming towards you, okay? Or there's been a lot of chatter about what it is you are doing, okay? What do I have? Letter. You're definitely getting some kind of communication. Ooh, and you may even have like a soulmate coming in. Okay, dog energy to me, this is like soulmate. This is somebody who is very loyal. Very loyal. Somebody who wants to help you build this like security and stability with that house there. 9 again. So this is limiting beliefs, higher learning, higher consciousness. Letter. So you definitely have some kind of communication coming towards you. This is somebody who is very loyal. So somebody who will fight on your team. Ooh, it might be a love letter. Somebody wants to give you your flowers. Okay, somebody is seeing you. This may be for another read. Okay. Somebody sees you, honey, and oh my God, look. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so star, again, it's that star. Wish upon a star. You get star energy healing. Somebody sees you as their wish, and they have watched you overcome obstacles and mountains. Sun, things are being illuminated, and life is bright. Right? What's underneath? Oh, heart. Yeah, you're getting some kind of love letter from a man. Oh my God, so exciting. Okay, well, listen, we're gonna have to do another read about love, but this is a message for you. Okay. Oh, they told me I'm gonna go ahead and pull you a couple mantras. So this is a message for you. You have been working in the darkness. You have been working quietly. But honey, whatever it is that you have been working on, things are happening. Opportunities are handed to me. My energy is expensive and exclusive, and that's it. Like, you've realized this. You do not have to allow anybody and everybody into your circle, into, your tight group. You are realizing your value and your worth. I love this for you. I am in alignment with the frequency of luxury. I love that. I am in alignment with the frequency of generational wealth. And I'm telling you, a lot of you have broken those patterns and those cycles. You have broken a lot of generational curses, ancestral, you're clearing out that ancestral line, that karma. And this is why this generational wealth is coming in. And Empress, hello, everything I touch turns to gold. So you were creating something absolutely beautiful, and it's because you finally learned your worth and your value. My energy is expensive and exclusive. So I love this message for you. I wish you guys so much love, light, truth, and clarity on your path. And please don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. It helps the messages to get out to whoever they are meant for. And if you guys are ever interested in your own personal readings or spiritual guidance sessions, please don't hesitate to email me or book through Hipsy. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Looks like the next one we're going to do is love. So I'll see you soon, guys.